or interpret that original Arabic from the Quran, if it is not strike or beat, what is the word or the phrase?
You and I are not supposed to be interpreting that passage of Quran, because you are taking a passage of Quran out of its context and out of the whole of the Quran, and you are trying to act as an Islamic scholar.
So what is and I don't want to create any offence, so what is the correct interpretation of those words?
That is something for a scholar to do, and not for you and not for me. You're talking about how it applies in the everyday life of a woman, right? So what you're trying to do is to take an isolated verse and quote it out of context of where it's supposed to be embedded in a holistic understanding of the application understanding of male and female relations in the Quran. So that's something
here's the thing,
which depends on
but if you or I aren't allowed to interpret this, because we are not Islamic scholars,
yes.
Do you accept that there is then a lot of confusion amongst the community who might be watching along thinking, gee, I wonder what that section of the Quran means, if we're not allowed to actually give an explanation?
The explanation that is that is very clear in Islamic law is the one that is demonstrated and taught by the Prophet Muhammad. So you're taking a revelation from God and you're trying to apply an English understanding of that particular verse as a standalone verse, which is not what any scholar would do. For people like you and me, if you look at the example of the Prophet, if you look at the teachings of the scholars, you will find that there is nothing in that verse that permits any kind of domestic abuse.